Hello everyone! Thank you for joining me. My name is Jan and you are listening to the AVI Designs podcast. Thank you all returning viewers and thank you to everybody who is new. You can find me on Ravelry as AVI Designs. I'm also on Twitter as AVI Designs 1. Instagram is AVI Designs, and Pinterest, which I have become I shouldn't say become, I'm kind of on and off again. Pinterest nut. I love going on Pinterest. I'm on there as AVI Designs MI. So welcome again. Today is March 6th, 2015. Sorry, I keep looking at my notes because I can't remember one day from the next. It is actually about 11:30 in the morning. I'm doing my podcast now because my son is down for his nap. And it is 16 degrees here. 16. That's actually is warm compared to what we've been. So yes, thank you again for everybody for joining me. I did not do a podcast last week because I hadn't accomplished anything. I shouldn't say that. I did one. I taped one. But then I'm looking at it going, I didn't do anything. I just felt like I was kind of in a stuck point where it's like nothing. I had lots of ideas, but nothing really caught my attention. I shouldn't say that way. Nothing was actually put on my needles. And part of it was, and I don't believe I said anything about this, but part of it was I broke a pair of my new needles. I was so mad. And I really wanted to cast on some socks with these. But, but they broke. So so I was not happy about that. So that kind of sent me into a bit of a not working on anything process. But that has changed. You have to excuse all my mess, all my stuff. But yeah, so that was kind of my week, but I ended up, because of where it broke, the yarn shop actually took them back and gave me a new pair, which I was so happy. So happy. So what's in my mug? I am thinking spring. Now, I'm still drinking my tea, but I am thinking spring. I don't know if everybody's seen this. This is a mug my mom had gotten me. Isn't that pretty? Nice spring lilies. Lilies are one of my favorite flowers. So that would be cool. Sorry, I'm going off the track a little bit, but it has something. I don't know what. Have to think about that with a lily on it, because that's just my style. I love lilies. I always have. Which I don't think I had lilies in my wedding though, because I don't think they went with my theme. But I tried. So anyway, now I showed you my mug. It's the one side, and that's the other. My mom got me this for Easter a couple years ago. And in it is just Lipton tea, plain Lipton tea. But I normally don't put creamer or milk or anything in my tea. But I wanted something a little different. So I actually added, because it is Friday. I didn't say that. It is Friday. I did add vanilla creamer. And it's really good. Oh, I like it. So that is what's in my mug. So let's see. My week, since I last podcasted. Well, this week, I didn't podcast earlier. My son had his doctor's appointment. He had to get one shot, just normal checkup. He did really, really good. I was actually surprised with his shot that he had. He didn't get upset. I mean, he kind of pouted and gave the nurse this really sad look and like, what are you doing? And then it's like, oh, it's over? Okay, I'm good. So I was really surprised. I kind of talked about, why I didn't podcast. It's just, I did it, and then I went, and it was having some issues on the program I was using. It kept saying it couldn't read the file after I recorded this whole podcast. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to do it again. So then I did it again on using my computer. And I think at some point my son woke up by that point, because I had already done this 45-minute podcast. So by then he was up, and it just all kind of, and I kind of thought back, I'm like, I really didn't have a whole lot in the way of knitting to show. I'm not going to put it up. I mean, it just wasn't what I wanted in the podcast, so that's why I didn't do one. But this week, I have gone overboard, and I am very happy. I'm going to put this aside, and yes, you will see I have dinosaurs on the pillow next to me. That's my son's pillow. He doesn't sleep with the pillow. He's too young, but when he's out here and he's being snuggly and wants to rest, this is my sofa. I'm in my living room with you can see behind me, my Canadian Rockies picture. That is an actual picture that was taken. My parents' neighbor, who I've known for a long time, had gone there, and he does photography. After he retired, he goes all over the country selling his photography. So he gave us that as a wedding gift. My husband and I got married, and he said it was the Canadian Rockies. So, yeah. I think that's what he said. Does that make sense? I'm thinking about that. I'll have to look and see if that makes any sense. Because to me, I didn't think they went that far. I'm not a big, I know my geography and stuff, but he said that, or I think that's what my parents told me, but now I'm thinking back, going, oh, I should make sure that that's real. Because if that's not real, I feel kind of silly for saying that. Anyway, back to my knitting. What's on my needles? What should I start with? I think I'll start with my Pen Hook and Needles podcast, Knit Along. It's coming along. It's coming along. I'll show you. This is another section. It goes in for the main body, it goes in 3 pieces, and then you have the arms. So this is the 3rd piece. It's kind of rolling right now, but this is the 3rd piece. It's coming along, and I know it's small, but it goes on. This is like this side, and then I'll show you. I have to be careful because this is the back section. Do I have that right? Yeah, that's the back section. And then this, and they had you do this, and I think it's a seaming, how you're going to seam it. But this, and my needles are all kind of, these are strictly just to hold the stitches. This is the other section, which I had shown before, but this is like a curve. Oops. This is the curve. You can see how it kind of, it's because it's called the Spoke Sweater by, let me go into my projects, and I'll show you this program that I've been using later in my tech segment. Oh, I don't want that either. Project. You know what, let me just grab my book. It is, gotta grab my binder. Spoke Sweater is from the Knitty Winter 2009 issue. And these aren't the best printouts, so this is, as you can see, a good idea of how it goes. And I know I've shown this before, but there you go. And this is by Lori Versace. And yeah, it's going well. It's going well. I'm starting to kind of get a rhythm, I guess you could say, going as far as how the wording is, how it kind of everything fits together. I'm gonna put these back on before I lose this, so I'll be really upset. But yeah, so this is, you can kind of see the color. I have my front window sits right in front of me, so I know when I get close, it kind of washes it out and turns me kind of yellow. But there is, you can kind of see the color. So that's that part. In the back, and then this is the side, and then you do the arms. And it's going really well. I'm kind of hooked on working on it. And I have to say thank you to the ladies at Pen Hook and Needles, Talia and her mom, which I don't know why I'm always afraid of pronouncing people's names wrong, but I am. So to both of you at Pen Hooks and Needles, for the encouragement when I occasionally put a picture up of a sweater I'm working on, because this is the first sweater I've ever worked on. No, I shouldn't say that. I did a vest. I keep thinking I'm going to show it to you, but I'm kind of embarrassed by it. I won't even wear it. I keep thinking I should just take it apart. I did put a lot of time into it. I won't wear it. It's heavy. So I haven't really done a big project since, and that was quite a few years ago. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. They definitely, getting the knit along has encouraged me to definitely work on it. It gave me a reason. I shouldn't say a reason, but yeah, I guess I can't think of the other word I want. A reason to finally bring this yarn out after. Well, that pattern was from 2009. I probably have this out since, well, have had this since the yarn and everything since 2010. Yeah, so it was time. It was time. I love the pattern. It just was so intimidating to me. But yeah, once I've gotten into it, it's not that bad. I've kind of gotten a system down now in my head of when I don't quite understand what it's saying, how to kind of figure it out on my own, how I think. So I am using, I should tell you, my needles. These are my new interchangeables. And I love them. So I'm going to, at some point, get more. Yeah, so I've been working on that. And I'm absolutely loving it. Can't wait to get it done. The other project is my socks. And I just started them. I actually wanted to do 2 at a time. And I went online. I actually have a book on how to do 2 at a time. I don't know. I don't think I'm as ready for 2 at a time as I thought I was, being this is my only second pair of socks I've made. And these are for me. So I've only gotten, that little stripe there. You can't see because the purple hasn't shown up. But the purple's right in there. And I'll show you the ball. You can see it. And this is one I purchased at Joann's, I think. I got this one, and I got a blue, or I got 2 blue for socks. And it'll be interesting how it knits up. But I don't have the label. I actually went through, prior to thinking of doing podcasts, I had gone through and just taken the labels off. I have them all in a stack. I think I found them recently doing some sorting at my house. I found them, and it's actually on my, I did find the label, or when I first got them, I should say, and I put them on my stash list on Ravelry, so you can find it there. I'll put it in the show notes on the Ravelry page for the ABI Designs podcast, if you want to look for it. Because I can't remember who this was right offhand. But yeah, so I mean, I like it. It's a real soft yarn. I do like it. I just, as much as I wanted to do 2 at a time, I really think I'm just going to end up doing 1 at a time. The book, I'll show you the book that I picked up. It looked nice when I first picked it up. I didn't buy it. I picked it up at the library. Sorry, I wanted a drink. But once I started getting into it and trying to understand it, it seemed a little, I don't know. I'll show it to you later. But yeah, so I have my socks, which I'm really excited about. Those are my socks. My really soft yarn. It's really neat. I don't know. Like I said, I hope you can see all the purple in there. That was the other thing. I sat there with some of my yarns. This one I think I already had rolled up, but some of my other yarns. Anyway, I had them setting out, and I was winding them when my son got up from his nap, and he was just in awe of, because I have a little machine, and he just thought it was so funny watching it wind up the balls. And yesterday, I have this new, I'll show you that too, but this container that I've been keeping some of my yarn in. And for this one project, it uses a lot of yarn, so I have like 2 balls in this case at a time. I haven't started it yet, but it was sitting on my little side table here, and my son comes across the sofa, and he grabbed it while I was cooking dinner, talking to my husband. And all of a sudden, I see him with these 2 big balls of yarn, one in each hand. He's carrying it like this, and he's laughing. And he wasn't unrolling them because he just had a really good grip on them. And he's laughing, and he's walking through the house, and he's laughing. And I said, "What do you have?" And he goes, "Yarn." And he's running through the house with my yarn, and I'm going, "Please don't unravel all this." And he didn't. And I ended up taking him from him, which he wasn't happy with. But anyway, yeah. So it was kind of, I've learned, and I've always been a bit this way. I don't take life too seriously. When he takes off with my yarn, I mean, obviously I don't want him getting into my needles because he could get hurt, or taking my needles out of my project, which he has done multiple times. But when he gets into my yarn, I'm sitting here. It doesn't bother me. I'm not. Most of the time, he just likes how it feels. And I tell him, I kind of use it as this is my husband's influence. I use it as a teaching experience for him. When he grabs one and, he grabs this one, and I tell him it's blue. And that's why, it's blue yarn, and he tells me, he kind of feels it. And there's one I'm going to have to make him something out of it that's really super soft. And, he likes carrying it around and just touching it. And it's like, okay, that's fine. He's not going to hurt himself. I mean, as long as you're watching him. I don't want him, like, wrapping himself up or something in the yarn. But he's not going to really hurt himself. So I don't mind it. Like I said, I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to that. Life's too short to stress. There's plenty of things out there to stress about, and I kind of take things as learning to teach him certain things. So anyway, sorry, side comment. So worked on the sweater, my socks. The other thing I'm working on is I'm actually doing this as a sample because somebody wanted a pair. This is You kind of see. See? These are going to be a pair of baby, I say pants, but baby longies, I guess is what they're calling them. And they are going to have the little monster back end. I'm deciding on the monster face. I have, like I said, this is a sample. I have been doing some work for a lady who does custom designs for people, knitting and crocheting, and I'm doing a quilt and some like little shirts and stuff that I've sewn. But I mean, there's plenty of patterns out there. I'm kind of funny about kids' clothes too. I know. I have these weird things. I just don't. I'm not thrilled with the faces. I think I'm too particular. So anyway, I took out one of my son's bibs from when he was really little, and it was still in his drawer. I gotta go through that drawer. There's socks in there that don't fit him anymore. But anyway, so I picked that out, and I like their faces better. So I'm kind of going off of, I'm going to get me probably some graph paper, probably the easiest for me, and kind of work on making the faces like this, I think. I think I like those better. Or at least something similar. But we'll see. Like I said, this is a sample. It's not, nobody's buying it. Some people have asked, you know, can you do something like this? So I'm working on it. You know, there's nothing to this. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I don't think they'll really be interested. They asked if I could make it. But I think once I make it, I don't think it'll be, the time it's taking me to make them, I don't think is, and then once, you know, I'm writing it as I go, writing the pattern as I go. Like I said, there's a lot out there, but this particular design, I actually took, there's just a design for a pair of pants, knitted pants. That's where I got this part of the pattern from. And then I'm just kind of working my way down. And then I'm going to work on making the face the way I like it. Sorry, I thought I saw my son moving. I got my baby monitor over here. So I don't know. I don't think it'll really go anywhere, but this is yarn I had. I'm using the Red Heart Super Saver Delft Blue to make it, because it's a sample, you know, see what happens with that. But it was more of, I know it takes a long time to make. I've already, just this little bit that I've done is taken me, well, I have a program I'll use, and I'll show you that later. It's been like, it's taken me like 2 hours, to just 2.5 hours to do this. So I don't think it'll be something they're actually going to go for, but they asked, and I can do it. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. So working on that, and I keep looking. Sorry, somebody's supposed to be swinging by to pick up something. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm working on that one. Where do I go next? Where do I go next? I guess I'll do this one. Oh, I did bring the yarn. This is the one my son carries around. This beautiful, it's super, super soft and fuzzy. I think I only have this one, and I don't remember why I bought it. You know, there's probably something I liked, but it collects fuzzes like you wouldn't believe. Holy cow. got all sorts of stuff in it, but yeah, this is Beautiful Yarn Turquoise. That's what it says. And it's nylon and acrylic. 71.08 yards. And it's bulky yarn. So I want kind of, now that he likes carrying it around, I kind of want to make something for him. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, sorry, like I said, somebody's supposed to be swinging by. So I keep looking out the window when I hear a car go by. So yeah, my next project. Ooh, getting my yarn stuck to my son's been carrying around my phone case that sticks to the inside of my purse. It's got Velcro on the back. You know, sticking to my yarn. The next project, and also my newest crafty idea, is making this. Again, I don't know what yarn this is. My mom had a while ago made me a pair of fingerless gloves and a cowl out of this yarn. It's really super soft. Love the colors. It's not showing up as teal as it is. I'm trying to back up to see if it will do it then. It's got the real nice teal and brown and tan. Oops. I think my little man's up. But, and it is, you know, I think my book is in the other room. It is from the one book I had. It was 150 projects, you know, kind of to use up your stash type of book. My son was talking. He's kind of moving around. I might have to go get him. So I might have a guest finishing up my podcast with me. We'll have to see how he does. Anyway, so it was a, and I had said I really wanted to make it. It's a phone holder, MP3 player holder that goes around your arm. I have ones that I've purchased for my phones, like these, but they're fine. This one I don't like because it's so big. My arm's not that big. So I'm constantly, I mean, it only has this one pad here and then these here, and by the time you reach this bottom one here, this doesn't reach. So I'm making this. I haven't quite, as I'm going through the pattern, you can kind of see how it goes into knit purl. The numbers don't line up. And again, I'll put this in the show notes, you know, what the pattern is and the information from it. But I'm not quite understanding, as I'm reading into the directions, what it's, how it's going to work. I had a different vision of how it was made. So I'll have to see. You know, it's one of those, I'm just kind of going with it, following the directions, and I'll see how it is afterwards. But so you can, you know, that, because this is kind of where it sits, the pocket sits here, and then you have this. I believe it seams it, so then you just slide your arm, you know, slide this over your arm. I believe it seams it, so it's only that size. I think, I'm debating, I may put like a button, like a very flush button here, and maybe do something here so I can button it in a couple spots. in case I want it smaller or larger. I don't know. I'll have to see. I know I just can't leave patterns alone, can I? Just can't leave my patterns alone. But, yes, so that's the other project I'm working on. And I'll kind of show you what I've done. I have a lot of small skeins. This was a leftover my mom had in her stash that I took from her. And then I just have like single balls, but they're small. And I just wanted, it's like, what do I put them in? I have a bunch of little bags to keep them in. It's like, what if I want to use them? So I came up with this idea, because anybody, especially who've had kids, you all have these little boxes. This Winnie the Pooh. My son's theme was Winnie the Pooh, and I think this came in like a gift set or something that somebody had given us. But then what I did, you can kind of see my yarn goes through the top. You can see because this is like a rubber seal for baby wipes. And inside are a bunch of little skeins. So that's the one I'm working off of right now. That's another one she had. That's the one I did the reading mitts out of. This one, I love this yarn. I just haven't decided what to do with it. And then that's the one I made my son's Mile or Smile by pattern of the giraffe from the Bakery Bear podcast. And so that was, I like this. It works really good. I just pick up the whole thing and, take it wherever. It fits good. It can fit in my big bags really well. But it keeps it together. I also have, have the ends here. Oops, my son's up. Okay, I'm going to have to pause, and I'm going to have to go get my my guest. Okay, we're back, and we have my little guest, and what's in his mug? See, I should add him. What's in his mug? It's milk. He is drinking his milk. Aren't you? Say hi. He's just waking up. Sleepy boy. Yeah. So, and he had to bring Mayo. Is that Mayo? It's Mayo. Huh. Is that Mayo? There. His hat. So he went to bring Mile out. So where was I? I was talking. Oh, I was talking about the armband. And what other project do I have? Huh? What other one? Can you tell them? He's just gonna give funny looks. So my other one is it's a sweater pattern here, and this uses really large needles. It's a real lacy, and I'll pull it up on here, but it's a real lacy open sweater. You can kind of see the pattern. And this is using a yarn. This is using a yarn that was my grandma's. Using a yarn that was my grandma's. It's very, very soft. It's an old, I've shown you this before. It's a really old label. I mean, wow. It says it's a super soft 3-ply sport weight yarn for sweaters and afghans. And 100% super high bulk fabric. Machine washable and dryable. And the pattern I'm doing, I'll pull it up on my tablet to show you. If I can find it, gallery. Let's pull this off. Screenshots. You can see it. There. I'm trying not to get my window. That's the sweater that I'm working on. But what I want to do is it's a real open in the sleeve. And then it has, it's open work here. It's open work here. The middle section is a tighter, you use a smaller needle, knit and crochet. And I'm going to do that, I think in a contrasting yarn, not coordinating, that's the word I want, with a little something, to give a little something to the project. Sorry, now I got fuzzes all over. Just because, I don't know, I think it needs something, especially with the yarn I'm using, it being very plain. I think it would be a nice contrast. I'll have to see once I start working it, because it may not look right, but I'll have to see. I've actually considered, because there's enough shades in it, this one. Because I think that would be really neat. It's hard to tell, I know, but it does have that shade in there. So I considered that one. I've also thought I have another one. I think it's in my basement right now. So I've thought about that one, but I believe that's what I want to do with that. Again, that pattern is, oops, I gotta turn your monitor off. That pattern is, oops. I know you like my tablet. This is the Cherie Amour by Ashley Adams Moncrief. I know I'm probably pronouncing that horribly. It is a free pattern from Knitty. I'm not sure if it says a year or anything there. Oh, I should show you this one. This is the back of it. That's a great picture. That's the back of it. Kind of focus maybe. That's the back. And I just thought that was such a neat design. It would be great for spring. Just warm enough, but not too warm. Which is kind of what I'm trying to make, or trying to work on right now. What else? Ugh. It's either the sweater, the longies, the socks. The sweater, the second sweater I'm working on. The armband. Is that it? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I covered all of the stuff I'm working on. Oh, no. Okay, so the other one I'm working on, and this was the one he took off with the yarn. I should have grabbed it when I went to go get him. But this is actually a pattern. It was actually a whole kit that my grandma had. And so you can see the pattern has seen better days. There's some patterns on here, but I actually want to work on that. And all the yarn is with it. It's crochet. I'll have to, I'm trying to see, the approximate finished size is 44 inch by 62 inch, including fringe, which I'm not adding fringe. I have a blanket that somebody my other grandma made me that had fringe, and I just was not, I'm not a big fringe person. So there's all this little fringes on the bottom. And if I want to just kind of cuddle up and snuggle in it, and I'm thinking this would be a nice blanket to set on our, we have a porch. What? I know, that's not helping my pattern, right? No, I'll give you another one. Here, want that one? You have your book. But yeah, so I have that pattern that I want to work on. It's full-size Afghan, and I think it would be great to for, like I said, like outside on the porch. It's just cool in the spring, summer, because it's open weave. It's it would be nice to just kind of be cozy, but not like super heavy like these are. Even just having out here would be nice. It is light colors, like in the light colors. Where are you going? Oh, careful. Where are you going? No, 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 no. Don't touch the screen, please. So yeah, that's kind of my, don't touch. Yeah, you think it's funny. Don't. He really wants to hit the keys right now. It's going to take me a lot to get him to not. Look, they can't see you. Oh, look, now they see you. Now they see you. Oh, you went down. So, anyway, no, don't touch that. That's the, no, that was my fault. The world's shaking. Oh, honey. I know I took the mouse from him. I'm sorry. But sorry. Oh, somebody's at my door. I will be right back. Okay. So, while I grabbed the yarn, this is the yarn, and then there's just white. But these are the two colors that are in the blanket, along with white. And it came with it, and these are the ones you were carrying around the house. No, here, I'll give you yours. Where's yours? Yours is right here, hon. It's fuzzy. Here. No, not the mouse. Not the mouse. I know. He's all about the mouse. He wants the mouse. Oh. He's sad because I took the mouse from him. But yes, so that's the yarn. Again, I don't know much about it as far as what came in the kit. It was a kit she already had. And so it's a pretty kind of a greenish color. And then there's the peach that was with it. He's laughing. You're silly. Yeah. So I'm going to work on that. I really want to work on that one. So I'm trying to give him something to do. I should say work on. You can tell what I'm thinking of. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. And let me see. Ouch. I just gave myself a paper cut. My plastic edge cut off my folder. What else am I working on? What else? Yeah? Oh, really? See, he'll tell me. So yeah, so those are things I'm working, or I want to work on and are working on. I'm making little notes and he's taking his finger doing the same thing. He wants my pen. So, here, have this. Have that. I know you want my pen. I'm sorry. No pen. No pen, honey. Oh, so sad. Off my needles, I just took the other side 2 of my sweater off. Well, basically off. That part's done. And like I said, I think they have you leave it on the needles of that spoke sweater. They have you leave it on the needles to finish off because they kind of stitch the 2 pieces together. So I think that's why they left it. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Hold on. I'm going to find him. I have something for you in here. Here. You can have that one. Mark, right on here. It's a pen. It's not a pen. Oh, it does kind of leave marks, though. It's like this rubber end to, like, stylus. So, but it's, the rubber is actually leaving marks on my paper. That's all right. Yeah, so I want to do the crochet. Now, I've been I'm kind of going to my podcasts of note. Ones I've been listening to. Of course, I always listen to Pen Hook and Needles. I always thank you to them for the encouragement to work on my sweater. Huh. And my little buddy over here. Yeah, you. He likes to watch them with me. As soon as he hears me playing them while he's doing something, he has to come over and check it out. So he likes your podcasts as well. All of them. Yeah. You're silly. Anyway, the other one I love to listen to is Tilly Trout. I listened to her latest one, and I'll have links also in my show notes to these. Tilly Trout. I love listening to it. I love her, how quickly, Tilly, how quickly you go through your projects. I mean, you must knit really fast because I could never get as much done as you do. I give you so much credit and they're always so beautiful. And you're just fun to watch. So I love that one. Round the Twist, with Karen. Yeah. My son also likes watching that one as well because she has her kids. She has twins. And she has them at times. like this little man in her podcast because they're around. And I just think that's great. And same thing. She always seems to get so much done. And I feel kind of like I just don't. But I love watching her podcast. The other one with Karen and then the Turbo Knitter. Love watching his podcast. He's very inspirational. I think that's the word I want. And I love the work what he's doing, but also just the other things he kind of adds to the podcast that I just really enjoy listening to. The 2 of them both do cross stitch. I haven't done a cross stitch in a really long time. I have quite a few cross stitch patterns still sitting around. I have lots of the thread. And, sorry, he was going to put it in his mouth. But, so I thought I would bring up kind of what I used to do with my cross stitch patterns. Not nearly the big projects that they're working on. And you'll have to excuse the broken glass in this, but this is what I used to do with as I fall over, my flower. No, honey, no. But my flower cross stitches, I would color code. Like, I would look at the colors that the threads were, and I would get the beads that were those colors. And I would bead my cross stitch pattern. I did this, I think I did this one, I can't remember if it was just after I got married or before I got married. But my cat knocked it off a shelf and broke the glass. So it's been sitting in another room where he can't get it until we get another piece of glass in it. But you can kind of see all the colors I used. Thank you for the kisses, baby. But you can see all the colors I used. And I liked doing it. Time consuming. I don't think it was any more time consuming than regular cross stitch. I just really loved how it looked, how it turned out. yeah, I just really enjoy doing it in general. So this, when he gets bigger, because I don't want beads, my beads are packed away, put aside. Sorry, he's pushing my table. Put aside from, don't touch. Oh, it's so funny. Don't touch, please. If you could see the look on his face, he's being so silly. But yeah, those are all been put away for the fact I don't want him, he's too little to not get into them. I don't need any choking hazards around him. So, yeah, so that, and seeing all these beautiful cross-stitch patterns, cross-stitch I could do, you know, and I could do that around him and be fine with it. But, just not, here, hon. Have that one. Not, sorry, I lost my train of thought, keeping him occupied. Not, I can do cross stitch without having to worry about him, I think is what I was getting at. Yeah, so that's a bit of what I'm working on. Thank you to all the other podcasts that I listen to give me encouragement and make me want to make more. But still have this little man say hi. You say hi. 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 Gotta love a baby laugh. Gotta love a baby laugh. Baby laugh. But you know, gets me encouraged to do other things, other projects. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention. I'm considering making bags, not to sell, just for me. I have a lot of yarn, fabric, and you know, like I have this one, and I've absolutely always loved this fabric. It's a tapestry, real heavy. I don't have it's not a real big piece, but I have that one. I have this one. It's just beautiful. You can kind of see the bees. Let me see if I can turn it that way. Is that upside down? No, it isn't. But you can see the bee pattern in it. And this one was also my grandma's. I think she was planning on drapes because it is pinned with a big pocket that she pinned there. So I think she might have been planning on drapes and just never did it. The other fabric I have that I've always just absolutely loved is my beach fabric. And then I have this. This was drapes in my bedroom, but I would like it for a lining. And so I would do it for a lining maybe in the beach fabric. Oh, and the last one I have is that one. So I think I want to make bags for my knitting. So I mean, I have my big bags, and they work really well. I just don't. I keep thinking I want smaller ones too. I liked this one that I had, but then what I noticed is it's got it's where it's come apart. And I've had this one for a long time, but it's all coming apart. So I'm thinking I might be able to reuse it because the main, the outside fabric, that's just the fancy fabric, is what has all the rips in it. But I'm thinking I can maybe take it off and use one of these to kind of recover the body of it. Again, it's got really nice space in it, pockets. I like the bag. So that might be something I'm going to try. We'll see. Like I need any more bags. I really don't need any more bags. But Yeah. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I have on my needles and off my needles. And I can't wait to then get him lunch and then go do some more knitting. If he lets me. Sorry, got out of frame there. If he lets me. But as I said, he comes first, and my knitting I will get to when I get to it. But yeah, I think that is it. Thank you very much for your patience for my little interruptions there. I look forward to seeing everybody soon. He's got this big smile. Oh, hi. Come here. You want to say bye-bye? And we hope everybody, as he's got a milk lip, everybody has a wonderful week. Say we want you to have a wonderful week. And we will talk to you next week. Be safe. And if you have little ones, give little ones a hug. Tell your family you love them. Yeah. And we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.